Hi guys! My god, I'm live after so long. I kind of feel nervous. I'm just gonna wait for a few of you guys to come on. Okay, since people have started joining in, I'm now gonna start talking about what this live is gonna be about. So today I'm going live with Priyanka Modi, who's a fashion designer, founder, and the creative director of the fashion brand AMPM. We recently did an amazing campaign with their clothes, and honestly, both Trishala and me, we did the shoot together, and we fell in love with the clothes, especially because like that's I'm wearing one of the looks right now. The reason why we love the clothes so much is just because of how easy to wear they are and how versatile they are and how easy to style they are. And what we're going to do today is go live with Priyanka, which is going to talk a little bit about her brand, about her collection, and about how we can style these looks in this festive from home season. So I'm just going to see if Priyanka is here. Oh, here we go. Hi everyone.
Hi,
Hi.
Shereen. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? It's so good to see you.
Yes, we're finally doing this, Shereen.
I know. I know. We're finally doing this, and I haven't got a chance to meet you in person, but I'm so happy to meet you like this and see you and interact with you.
Absolutely. And I like the way we're twinning, Shereen.
We are twinning.
Um,
And I'm going to go back a little bit so that my followers can see what I'm wearing. I absolutely love this. It's like a cape jacket thing that you can tie up with black pants, and I've styled it up in a certain way, which I'm going to take approval from you if it works or not.
it works perfectly. You look gorgeous.
So do you. So, Priyanka, I introduced you as fashion designer, the founder and the creative director of the fashion brand AMPM. I would love it if you could just tell my followers a little bit about the brand and the journey of how AMPM came about, and a little bit about you as well.
So I'll start with my journey then, Shireen, in that case. Born and brought up in Kanpur, in this small little city. Did most of my education there, the preliminary years. Then was transported to a boarding school in Ajmer, Mayo College, if some of you might have heard of that.
Heard of me,
And
of course.
in school, instead of concentrating on my education, I used to find myself scribbling behind my notebooks. And that's when I realized that fashion is what I wanted to pursue. So that was kind of the start of the journey for me as an individual, and then decided to pursue fashion in a more serious way. Started to educate myself, starting from Pearl Academy, Delhi, and then went on to London School of Fashion to study further. Then had the opportunity to actually train with a Indo-French brand, which was based out of Paris. So worked with them for 2.5 years. And after I came back to India, I realized that I wanted to have a signature line of my own. And that's when AMPM started. Uh, at that time, Shireen, the market was pretty segmented in terms of either there were the established Indian couturiers or
Yes.
there were the mass fashion brands and retailers, and there was nothing on the lines of having a luxury breath brand. And that's the challenge that we took on then. That was 2 decades ago. There was, of course, that huge staring gap, and I personally subscribed to actually neither of the aesthetics. So I thought that I would take up this challenge to have, filling up this gap in between. Uh, of course, I used to subscribe to the European aesthetics a lot, but there was no way that I was going to leave the intense Indian heritage behind, and hence AMPM started as a fusion label at that time. So that's been pretty much the journey in short.
And this
Please
was
tell
2 decades ago. You're saying you started off 2 decades ago. And I think it's
me, it's
it's amazing what you guys have accomplished so far.
thank you. So, Shireen, I
And
was very curious to know about your journey and what made you choose becoming an influencer. what has been your journey like? Uh,
So Priyanka, I'll be very honest with you. I didn't want to interrupt you while you were talking about your journey, but can I just say that there's so many similarities here because
right.
even when I was in school, my notebooks and textbooks were full of like doodles and scribbles and illustrations.
Oh,
And I remember constantly getting in trouble for that because there was no like algebra or geometry, nothing written in my notebooks, but they were just like croquis and drawings of fashion. And in fact, I also went to the London College of Fashion to study.
right.
I
Similar.
studied fashion design
I got
and marketing there.
right.
And unlike you, I didn't know. I mean, I knew that I didn't want to get into the design bit of it because I know how difficult it is, and it's a like fashion is a very vast. It's a very vast industry, and a lot of people don't realize that besides fashion designing, there's so many other areas, and fashion designing is not. It's not just because you like aesthetic in fashion does not mean you can just become a designer. There's so many technicalities that you have to understand. So I mean, it's amazing that you've accomplished it. That's something that I wanted to do, but I feel like fashion communication and fashion marketing is where I saw myself a little bit. And I do have a little bit of a styling background, but when I
Right.
started the website, like Love Another Bug started off as a fashion website talking about
Right.
all things fashion and fashion weeks and New York street style. But when the moment Instagram sort of came about,
Take life.
yeah, like everything's just changed, and from our website our focus became more social media. And I think it just the day Instagram came up, like that's when we realized okay, this is like an area that we can like a great social platform that we can express our fashion and our style on. So it's been, I think, 5 years, over 5 years now, and yeah,
Wow.
we're still learning new things every day.
No, it's fantastic. Both of you have done such a tremendous job with your handle. It's very
Thank
engaging
you.
and absolutely fantastic.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. So the next thing I wanted to come to was if you could. So we did a campaign with Trishala, we did a campaign with your collection, with the Zaya collection, and we fell in love. Our families fell in love with the collection just because of how
Oh,
wearable and easy it is to wear, and it looks so chic and stylish. So could you tell us a little bit about the new Zaya collection, and also what what you're wearing right now, and if that's a piece from the collection. So a little bit about the Zaya collection.
so, Shereen, at AMPM, we always land up getting inspired by Indian and global arts and crafts combined, and Zaya was no different. It was right from the start, getting inspired by the Moroccan art and architecture, and that's how the collection started. At the time when we were designing for the collection, however, the pandemic had hit, and we knew that we were entering very unprecedented times. But of course, to infuse some cheer into the collection, we infused a lot of vibrant hues to start with. Deep burgundies, fuchsias, oranges, tangerine, and complemented it with neutral classics like touche and gold. We of course kept the silhouettes very very easy, considering the situation that we were going to be in. So very easy, very functional, very wearable, and we just played with the classic AMPM embroideries, which is basically thread and gold appliquing.
Okay.
So to complete the collection, we of course used a lot of color blocked and bold prints this season, and a lot of artistry that was inspired by Moroccan architecture. So that was pretty much Zaya. And considering how surreal this year's been, it was very important for us to, communicate it and capture that in our communication beautifully. So we did that. And where Zaya was, as a concept was concerned, we went on the lines of something like where art can precede reality. So that's what Zaya's been pretty much about, and that's Zaya for you. Means
Do you want to
beautiful. Yeah.
take us through
I'm
the
wearing,
look that you and I are wearing today?
yeah. So what I'm wearing today, and you're replicating the same, which I'm loving. What I'm wearing today is basically just a rose silk, lapelled asymmetric jacket. The print is, yeah, the artistry on it is completely, architecture and art inspired. And to complete the look, we've of course paired it with an asymmetric skirt, a fluid asymmetric skirt, and completed the look with a gross grain tape belt. And what I'm just wearing as a simple accessory is something that's absolutely abstract and handcrafted. Just to complete the look, I like to keep my accessories minimal and depending on mood. And with this busy jacket, I thought that this was, easy and complimenting. And I like these two pieces. It's because it's very versatile. You can wear the
Yeah.
jacket separately, you can layer it with a scarf, and you can wear the skirt with anything else that's there in your wardrobe. So, yeah, one
Yeah.
of my favorite pieces from the collection, Shireen.
I mean, even I honestly really love this piece. One, just because it's actually kind of, it's a classic, right? Like it's a black
Yes,
blazer dress, you can say, but you make it, if they see, or you can carry it off like in the day, however, depending on how you style it. And the
right.
belt, guys, I don't know if you can see, but the belt just adds such great shape. I love that. I love that it's, we can wear it open without the belt to have that boxy shape, but just this little cinching on the waist that happens is so
Yes.
feminine. It adds like perfect feminine touch. So you were talking about
Want to
accessorizing.
yeah. No, and we
So
didn't want to make it over dressy, so we just slightly embroidered it with this leaf green thread, on the belt and on the sleeve, just to give it a, color accent highlight.
right, and I mean, you were talking about accessorizing this particular look, or I mean, if we just want to like broadly like talk about different pieces from the Zaya collection, how
Right.
do you see your collection accessorized? Like, I mean, this is I'll tell you why I'm asking you this question
Right.
specifically is because we most of us know how to go super traditional when it comes to Indian and festive dressing. So we know when to wear diamonds or when to wear polki or jarao. But since this is kind of conceptual, but
Right.
it's the new normal now to not overdress on festive occasions now. So how does one style these up, like in terms of your bag or in terms of your jewelry, like you mentioned silver? Like how do you make it a little more minimal and subtle but still festive?
Right. So with the colored pieces, with the ones with the vibrant hues and the color block prints, Shireen, there we have accessorized it with our campaigns and our shoots also with very very minimal gold jewelry. They're just very clean lines. It's just a gold thick string with very simplified gold hoops, just keeping it just enough. And considering that people haven't moved out in a bit, and people have been meeting in close quarters in smaller groups, we thought that that would be just enough. Of course, completing the look, we've played with this. What I think is very beautiful is this corded corset belt that accentuates your waist, and to match with it, a corded pair of shoe that we've done as a new mule this season, and with
Wow.
the blacks, which are always very easy to style, and there's so much that can happen with it. I mean, I would just carry a acrylic black clutch to
Yeah.
complete looks.
This is the
I
one that
would
I kept out, like for me, just like a classic. But like I
right
thought I would just, you don't really need anything else to go with this, just because, I mean, this is just a classic but still festive look. So I kept this out in case I wanted to show, how I would
right.
wear it.
And I just kept out this black clutch, which actually I love. It's corrugated. It's in black acrylic. It's easy. It's small. It keeps it light. So yeah, so that's what similarly I would carry, Shireen. I think we think very similarly.
Yeah.
Uh, just yeah, and I love the wedges that you wore when you were shooting for the campaign. So I thought that was a brilliant idea, and it just completely transformed the look. So
We
blacks
just
are
wanted to
always
add that like summer vibe to the look, just because we got, even though they're festive, but it like just, and we live in Bombay, right? So it's always hot over here. So we wanted to just keep that summer spirit alive. But you spoke about the corset look on the sari, which
right.
is so chic. It's so chic, guys. If you have not seen this corset belt, it's on my page and it's on Trishala's page also. She's wearing a sari and there's this stunning, super hot corset belt to go over
Right.
it, which is like it just adds so much shape. It looks so nice and it's super hot. It's really hot.
Yeah,
I think it's a
it
must-have
really,
accessory.
Right, right. And it can be worn with so many other, other things in your wardrobe, just with a simple woolen jacket for the season, and you can just dress it up, wearing that corset belt on top. So, yeah,
Exactly.
very, very versatile. So that's what we love to do with the MPM.
Yeah.
We like to make our products which can be versatile and timeless, and uh, yeah,
So
that's
I
been the
mean,
brand.
you when you're designing a collection that's so versatile, that pieces that you can mix and match with, not only within your collection but from also your wardrobe. These are then timeless pieces because they're not just like one season. Like you can wear, it's timeless. You can wear them, with any looks in any season going forward. What do you keep in mind when you design a collection like this? Like, does it get overwhelming? Like, how do you? What's your designing process?
Oh, so the design process is very, very intense, Shireen. And, the people, the teams that work with the MPM, they think that they've been transported back to college because we follow the process right how it was taught. Literally from the inspiration board to the mood board to what the silhouettes are going to be like, what's going to be the new look, what are going to be the new accessories, new fabrics, trims. We follow the whole 9 yards for every drop and every capsule that we do. And of course, it's very exciting. I love the process because every time, if you can come up with something new,
Yeah.
that very, very, very exciting. By the end of it, what you've produced, it's it's lovely. So yeah, very, very intense with our process, Shireen. And of course, the one thing that has been there from the inception of the brand is that we like to keep everything timeless
Yeah.
and versatile so that the consumers can use it repeatedly. And that's the feedback that we've gotten over the years from our consumers, that they can't seem to throw off AMPM garments from their wardrobe because they can see themselves wearing it season after season. So,
And
yeah.
the fact that you can repeat it so many times without it actually looking like a repeated outfit, because you can style it so many different ways.
Yes,
And I think that's where the idea of conscious consumption comes in. Like, and I think this is something that we're talking about now more than we ever spoke about.
yes.
So I mean, you sort of keep that in mind, and just considering the current climate and the current situation, can you tell us a little bit about conscious consumption and how you keep that in mind while designing your collections?
So I think we were already doing that a little bit, Shireen, right from the inception. Like I said, always have
Yeah,
believed more, always have believed in making designs that are timeless, like I said, classic in nature, so that they can be versatile and people can, sort of have them for long periods of time in their wardrobe. And the environmental hazard that we are in, of course, we need to all sort of sit up and pay attention and consciously do that more than the consumer. Instead of shifting the responsibility of consuming consciously to the consumer, we
yeah,
need to first, as brands and manufacturers, pay heed to that ourselves. Because what's been happening is with fast fashion brands that have been getting pumped into the industry, the consumer is constantly being fed to buy fast and buy fashion trends.
yeah,
And the luxury brands then followed suit. And everybody has started to produce a lot more than is required. So at AMPM, what we're trying to do is not only produce less, concentrate, of course, a lot. I mean, produce less and produce right, produce mindfully, design mindfully, so that you're just producing that much and then not having to sort of subscribe to selling everything at the end of the season sale.
yeah.
So, so we're being extremely mindful now with our collections and their widths and being conservative with how we're doing our buying internally. Of course, paying a lot more attention. Quality has, right from the inception, Shireen, we've, kept quality at its helm. It's been the brand's constant endeavor to sort of produce great quality. And we've not stopped because I think it's an ongoing process.
Yeah.
So, uh, now working with a lot of quality consultants to even sort of strengthen our processes, our SOPs, to produce even a better and a better quality product going forward. And one of the things that I think we don't sort of educate our customers enough on is repair and reuse is
Yes.
something that we are now actively doing through
Yeah.
our communication. And going forward, of course, we've been working on it for the past couple of months, but using how to use waste, how to do waste management beautifully. So we are working with professionals and consultants now who can sort of help us produce that waste and get it back into the supply chain. So whatever waste is getting produced in our production, how to get it back meaningfully back to a supply chain. So that's something that we've been working on very actively. And I think just taking these few steps, Shireen, to stop this hazard and doing our bit one step at a time.
Of course, I think these are not few steps. These are any step is a huge step, and the fact that you guys are considering and keeping this in mind and keeping the sustainable, idea in mind and the conversation going is so important. Guys, if, just to understand a little more about what Priyanka is talking about, go see the AMPM Instagram page. You can have a look at the quality that she was talking about, the shapes, the fact that you don't need to overbuy, and if you can actually buy just if you can buy one look and break it up and wear it 3-4 times, which is actually what you can do with this collection. You can wear like this as a dress, you can wear it as a kurta, as a jacket, and you can make so many new looks. So check out the page and you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But honestly, thank you so much from all of us like be thinking about this and talking about conscious consumption and sustainability. It feels so nice that Indian designers and brands are talking about it, honestly. So to end with Priyanka, I just want to end the live with something really casual and fun. I just wanted to know, you've been a part of the fashion industry now for 20 plus years. According to you, what are a few must-haves that a contemporary woman should have in her closet at all times?
Okay. I'll start with this collection actually. What are the
Yeah.
essentials I have from this collection? So I was thinking about that, and somebody asked me the other day, and I thought that the AMPM masks have done really well. So to pick up a corded, mask from us would be a great idea. That's
Yeah.
one of the essentials that is so required given the times. And
Yeah.
we've just these very small minimalistic leather fittings with it, something that can be worn formally, something that will go over, it'll sort of coordinate with so many things in somebody's wardrobe because we've done a lot of neutral colors there. The corset belt that we spoke about, that's something that I've sort of included in my wardrobe, and I'd like my consumer to have that. We've done this classic navy blue jacket with a very minimal tan trim going all over the jacket. I think it's again a very neutral color, sort of takes us away from the blacks in the wardrobe and just gives another new dash, to the woolens that we acquire.
Yeah.
So that would be another essential. And the classic AMPM sari pre-draped, because you can just zip it up and be
Yeah.
ready. You don't have to, consume too much time wearing that. It fits perfectly. And I think that's one of the essentials to buy from us.
I can definitely
So,
vouch for that because I've seen that sari being worn. It takes a total of 30 seconds to put it on. It's a skirt, you zip it
right.
up, and the drapes are it's pre-pleated, and then you just put on that corset belt and you're ready to go. So it's definitely a pre-pleated sari is 100% a must-have in our wardrobes, at least right now. 100%.
Fantastic.
So this, I'm just going to see, Priyanka, there's a lot of questions have been coming in. I'm just going to see if there's anything that follow. I'm just going to turn the comments on and see if anyone has anything to talk about. Best products. Okay, so people have mostly been asking about styling, gorgeous. People are just talking about how gorgeous you're looking, Priyanka. Okay, great. This was perfect. Thank you so much for coming on live with me. Thank you so much for talking about consumption, conscious consumption, sustainable fashion, and your collection. It was amazing having you, and I hope you had a good time chatting with
Oh,
me and coming on
so
live with
great.
me.
We've been talking about doing this, and it's so great to finally be doing this with you.
Yes, and I can't wait to see you soon when all of this is easier and when like the whole pandemic has slowed down, and we'll catch up in person and yeah, I'll see you soon. But thank you so much for coming on live.
Thank you so much, Shereen, for doing this with us. Thank
Thanks.
you.
Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.